Welcome to the WangHiro podcast, where we answer Malaysians' burning questions about personal finance with fact-based answers.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Investing from Zero with our regular guest, Salene. Now, for those of you new listeners out there who have not followed Salene's journey, she's like 2-3 years into a working life, and she used to only invest, quote unquote, in fixed deposit. And we have actually guided her through a journey where she understands risk better and started to dabble into the stock market. And this is an ongoing series where we guide her through and we have this discussion about stocks that interest her, piques her interest, and how do we analyze it. Welcome back to the show, Salene.
Hi, good to be back.
Yes, and my name is John, the host for this podcast. And Salene, what stock are we going to talk about today?
Aeon.
Aeon. Now, Aeon got fuel, Which one are we talking about?
You're talking about Aeon Co. Malaysia.
Aeon Co Malaysia, the one that owns the supermarket. So for those listeners out there who don't know the difference, there's actually another listed company called Aeon Credit. They're the ones that provide financing. You get the credit cards and everything from them as well. So what we're looking at today is Aeon Co. So right off the bat, Salene, what's the first question that we should be asking ourselves?
What do they do?
Oh, excuse me. So what do they do? So they operate and manage a retail chain of departmental stores and supermarkets. It sells clothing, food, household. I don't know about you, but I love going into the Aeon food court.
Oh,
Yeah, because in KL, especially in Mid Valley, the Aeon food court, you got sushi, you've got fried chicken.
their food court very big.
Yeah, very big. It's clean. You get tables. I would say free tables that you can bring in food and all that. Obviously, we have to buy something from Aeon lah. But I feel that the value for money is there because the sushis are quite cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do flat price stores. Daiso.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daiso
The
belongs
5 ringgit shop.
Yeah, 5 ringgit shop. They offer financial credit services, but mainly this is the Aeon Credit, which is the other listed arm. Property management services to malls. Okay. Further, it operates My Aeon Go. Okay, an e-commerce platform. Okay, this is new to me. Aeon Makan, an online food ordering platform. Oh, do you know about this?
Oh, I didn't know about Aeon Makan.
Yeah, I also didn't know about Aeon Makan. Okay.
I know they got the online shop.
Yeah, I have to go and check it out after this, man. Aeon Makan. We can check it out now, man. Aeon Makan. See whether their stores are extensive or not. Only has My Aeon Go. It only has a Facebook page, 330 followers. Okay, I don't think it actually works. 2021, that was the last. Okay, I think the idea killed itself, Yeah. Not easy, not easy to bring merchants on, right? Because Grab is so dominant and Food Panda. Okay. So coming back to this, they also have Max Value Prime, they took over the what do you call it? Tesco's.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Tesco got took over by Lotus, right? If I'm not mistaken. Lotus, right? Yeah. So I think a lot of consolidation. Giant used to be quite big as well, but now getting smaller and smaller. Okay. So Aeon in KL is quite big. I don't know in Penang whether it's still as big. I mean, who is the main guy that competes again? There's no more Tesco's. Is Lotus as big as them from what you see?
Lotus also, we got quite a few.
Quite a few.
I think they can compete.
Can compete, huh? What about Jaya Grocer? Are they big in Penang?
Not really.
Not really, huh?
You got like two Jaya Grocer, if I'm not mistaken, in Penang.
I see. Okay, cool. So this is what they do, and obviously how do they make money is virtually selling merchandise in their stores, online stores, and also their what do you call it, their departmental stores. Okay. Now, maybe just for me to understand the trend, during my days, my parents used to shop in Parkson for Chinese New Year clothing. Okay. We cannot afford atas clothing, so we go Parkson, we buy John Master, but your generation, Salene, do you guys still shop in Parkson or Aeon?
Parkson to us is the atas store.
Oh!
I feel like Aeon is much more reasonable.
Okay. But do you still shop as much as Aeon, or do you go into like individual stores more to buy? That means like a Uniqlo or a H&M or
I think roughly about the same. It
ah,
depends on what type of clothes I want to buy.
I
Usually
see.
like t-shirt, I will go to like Uniqlo.
Ah,
And then pants, I usually go to Aeon.
ah, okay, because the cutting there suits you, is it?
Yeah.
I see. I see. Okay, same for me. Usually my khaki pants, I go to Aeon to buy lah. Because usually Tang Lang Chang cheap, got my size, and then just fit for purpose or function. Okay, second question. What should we be looking at after this?
Profitable and stable.
Okay, so let's just see. Malaysians love their malls, but whether they love Aeon is another thing. Okay, let's check. So revenue, and we look at net income, and we look at operating cash flow. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be bad. It looks quite good. Obviously, COVID hit them pretty badly, but operating cash flow wise, even COVID years, right? You see, they were still net positive in terms of income and net positive in terms of operating cash flow, even though they closed.
Yeah.
You just imagine during COVID, it's like complete lockdown. Nobody goes to departmental stores, all right? Yeah, so they did pretty well. Coming back up, you see, revenues of about 4.1 billion. Okay, but then your operating cash flow and your net profit is actually up compared to years here. You see, 4.5 billion in 2019, 4.1 billion. But you look at operating cash flow, 704 billion compared to 689 billion. So actually, they seem to be moving up the margin needle, lah. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's on their day-to-day business side. Let's look at the balance sheet now. Okay. Let's look at the balance sheet. Cash and short-term investment about 224 million. Okay. Total debt. Wow, doesn't look promising. Okay. I let you be the judge. What do you think, Salene?
Huge difference.
Huge debt. Oh, okay. Now, this is where I think a little bit of accounting treatment is unfair to them. Okay, I'll tell you why. MFRS 16.
Yeah.
Do you remember MFRS 16?
Revenue.
Lease,
or
lease.
Okay.
Yeah. So, do you remember the rule of MFRS 16?
You need to record down all your liabilities.
Correct. Your lease expenses forward as liabilities, rather than not recognizing it on the balance sheet, rather than just an expense on the cash flow statement and income statement. So because of that, your long-term leases, if you sign a long-term lease,
All the amount also have to be put in.
yeah, it's like boom, the whole thing goes in, and actually, you know why all these rules came about or not, Salene?
So that they can actually know how much they owe.
Correct. Because in the past, a lot of companies, they take this as off-balance sheet items. They don't show it. Because it's actually a liability. Because you have to sign, you have to pay liquidated damages if you don't take up the lease. But it was not recorded on the balance sheet. And these were ticking time bombs. It was not recorded as liability. And a lot of scandals in the US happened because of this. Actually. That's why they revised the rule, MFRS 16, and yeah. You see, bopian, I engineer also have to learn rules, accounting rules, man. As an investor, no choice. Okay. So you look at the debt, MFRS 16 happened somewhere in 2017, 2018. True enough. You see, 900 million, 900 million, 900 million. Boom, 3.2 billion. Yeah, so to confirm, obviously, you can actually go and dig up the annual report in 2019 to go and find out whether MFRS 16 came into effect. I think this was roughly that time MFRS 16 came into effect. I mean, you're the accountant, you can correct me, you can go back and check and correct me, but this is what I remember. Okay. So next, what do they do? Departmental store, are they profitable? Yes, they are. But in terms of balance sheet,
not that nice.
Not that nice, not that perfect, put it this way. Okay. So next question. What's the next question?
Who are the audience?
Okay, so me and you definitely we shop at Aeon. You know, I have an Aeon credit card. I have an Aeon credit card. I used to have. I surrendered it. Um, my wife and I used to shop at Aeon. I don't know. Do your parents still shop at Aeon?
Huh?
Groceries, right?
Grocery, clothes, a lot of stuff.
Why do they shop there and not anywhere else? Maybe
Because it's nearby.
convenient, right?
Yeah.
Okay, convenient. So why do you think who do you think the audience of Aeon malls are? Does it cater for everyone of every age? Or
Yeah.
this is okay? So your parents, you cater to your parents, it caters to you, right? It caters for me, my kids as well. They love going into the, you know, where I don't like bringing them, but they love going to in Aeon.
The arcade.
Yes, Molly Fantasy. Trust me, they make a lot of money from there. Okay.
Oh.
so so it caters to everyone. So then why did I ask this question is because we want to determine who the audience are. Ma. So now we figure out that yeah, it caters to everyone of different ages, and how they will likely be more targeted is that they are already in very big cities, cities like KL, cities like Penang. But what about second tier cities? Are there still possibilities for them to grow or not? You know, like your Sungai Petanis or your Simpang Empat, there's one, right?
Simpang, but I don't think so. Simpang
Okay.
is the there's one we see a big C, I think.
Oh, Big C, okay.
Ah.
So do you think it's possible for Aeon to open in places like that, second tier? That's the question we need to answer.
Hmm.
Because when they put in or to open a mall, there's quite a substantial investment, you know,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't need to be something like a Prangin Mall or a Gurney Mall, that kind of size. You know, I've seen some Aeon malls, what they do is they have like a one story but very big kind of area.
Mm-hmm.
Other small shops that actually support the Aeon Mall as well. But normally is that one just sells groceries. It doesn't sell clothing and all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the question we need to ask ourselves to determine the addressable market is that where's the next room for growth? Are they going to be able to go into what we call second tier cities, the Sungai Petanis of this world, the Alostars of this world, you know, and maybe not just Ipoh, you know, maybe Taiping, or maybe, you know, what's a small city, Setiawan, you know, is it worth it to go into that? That's a question we need to figure out, because we already established that A to Z from 6-year-old to a 30-year-old or 80-year-old, it can cater for them, right?
Yeah.
Tesco came and gone, they lost. Okay, so who else is left? Lotus, them, Big C,
Giant,
Giant Grocer, but Giant Grocer doesn't sell clothes. It only does groceries.
Pakson,
But Parkson doesn't do
groceries.
groceries. So you see, Aeon is kind of in a space of its own. You know, you realize that or not?
Yeah. They got like everything.
They got like everything. Maybe if you go to Japan, you've got someone like Takashimaya lah. But it's atas lah. You heard Isetan, you know, like Isetan. But it's the premium lah. In Mid Valley, they have in KLCC, not KLCC, in Star Hill, they have an Isetan that has clothes, food, and everything like Aeon.
Oh,
Yes, in Star
a
Hill.
higher tier.
But higher tier. So their food court also the atas food court lah. You should go and visit one day. It's pretty nice actually. I like to bring my family there.
Hill City, is it?
Star Hill,
Or Star Hill?
next to JW Marriott there lah.
I went. Oh, is
Is
that Bukit Bintang, is it?
Yeah. Bukit Bintang, and then Lot 10. You know where Lot 10 is?
Oh, the beside only, is it?
Yeah,
The opposite of Pavilion.
correct.
Oh.
So 4 stories is an Isetan mah.
Huh? Oh, I went there before, like 2 weeks ago. I
So
just went there to eat the Jogoya.
Jogoya, yeah, the 100 ringgit, 190 ringgit kind of buffet lah.
Yeah.
But well worth it lah. Haagen-Dazs ice cream, you know.
Oh, yes. Me and Dad are like eating like how many bowls of ice cream over there.
My children's favorite, but very rugi. I bring them. You know why? They only eat like 10% of what is to offer. They only go for the desserts, the macaroons, and then the main food lah, like the
Seafood.
salmon and all that sashimi. Semua they don't makan one, you know. So it's like Probably it's only worth like 40 ringgit of the visit, but I pay 190. Okay, so coming back to Aeon, it's kind of like a space on its own, like what we said. So the addressable market, I think the question that we need to answer is whether they're going to the second tier, third tier cities. Okay, and also maybe can they? I doubt they will be able to increase margins by that much because they cater to the normal everyday Malaysian. They are not, people who go and shop at E079 is not likely the guy who is going to shop at Aeon lah. Put it this way lah. Yeah, it's a little bit more atas lah. Okay, E079. So, last but not least, what's the last question we should be able to ask ourselves?
How cheap are they?
Okay, valuation wise, let's see. Okay, no competitors. Obviously, we've just mentioned. I kind of think of it as only like Big C or Lotus as their competitors. But let's look at their valuations. Okay, annual. Let's plot their next 12 months and also their last 12 months. Okay, so put a 10 years. Okay, a high of 35. Okay, let's do the last one. A high of 55, sorry. And then a low of 10. And right now, they're about 13 times. Okay. So how do you know besides, okay, let's try another angle. Besides looking at a competitor to see whether they're cheap or expensive, what else can we do to determine whether 13 times or 10 times is cheap or expensive?
Comparing their highs and low.
Okay, there's one. If for a supermarket business and with their brand, right, do you think 13 times is a fair period for you to wait to get your money back? No right or wrong, just give it a guess.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah, because I don't think it's fair for them to set up a business so big, pump in so much money. You just imagine the inventory in the department store is already a few billion already, right? But if we were to like think of it logically with their brand name, loyal shoppers, I think 10 times it's kind of 10 to 15 times is kind of a fair price to pay. So Salene, besides the 4 questions, do you have any other questions about Aeon that you want to ask me tonight?
No.
So out of the a few that we recorded so far, has any one of these 3 actually excited you in any way?
The GHL one.
The GHL. Why? Even though margins were low, but why did it excite you?
It's like every day confirm got people we used to pay.
So you like that kind of it's a fair point because it's a recurring business.
Yeah.
Very what we call it captive audience. That means that
you still need to use.
You still need to use it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my suggestion to you. Rather than look at the guy who makes the lowest margin, why don't you look within the same space and look at the guys that make the higher margins? So what do I mean? Who are the other players in there?
The
revenue group, the MasterCards,
PayPal,
the
Visa.
PayPal, yes, those who own the higher margins. You see, so in investing, right, because you found one company, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to accept that company because they're only guy doing it. You try to find the taiko, and you try to find
leading you to a better company.
Correct. So you like the business model, but you say, hey, who is the real taiko? Who makes the biggest money? You see? Yeah. So in Aeon's case, it seems like in Malaysia that they seem to be the big daddy. Because I can't think of, if you think about it, I can't think of anyone besides the E079s or the Takashi. We do we have a Takashimaya here in Malaysia?
I don't think so. I never heard of it.
You go to Singapore, there's Orchard there a lot. Takashimaya. It's like the Parkson equivalent but atas. Yeah, and baby diaper. I remember buying baby diapers there when I went to Japan in Takashimaya. Oh, bloody expensive. Mami Poko. The Japanese version Mami Poko, not the Malaysian version Mami Poko. Yeah. So if there's no other questions, to the audience out there, I hope you've gained some, insights to, Aeon as a listed company. And if you love content like this, do remember to, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell so that you know when new contents are out. You can also follow Salene's journey, follow WangHiro's insights on sharing about personal finance and investing. We look forward to growing the financial literacy and the investment literacy for the Malaysian public. And, we hope to see you again in the next episode. Salene, good night.
Good night.